Podcast High Fidelity Clinical Simulation The Review. This podcast is intended for the facilitators who have completed the following training: High Fidelity Clinical Simulation at ESPA Montréal. The objectives for this podcast are: review some logistical information about a day at ESPA Montreal, review the 3 stages of clinical simulation, which are the briefing, the simulation, and the debriefing. Take note of the facilitator's roles and responsibilities. Please take note that this podcast is recorded in 3 parts. Part 1, logistical information and briefing. Part 2, the simulation. Part 3, the debriefing. We hope you'll find this review useful. Enjoy! Part 1, logistical information and briefing. Let's first look into some logistical informations. Here is what a day at ESPA Montreal might look like. The groups we welcome are from 6 to 9 learners. You can divide them in 3 dyads or 3 triads. 2 to 3 scenarios per day are done depending on the institution's choice. Scenarios can be done with a simulator or a standardized patient, but never the 2 on the same day. Briefing lasts from 50 to 60 minutes per scenario. Simulation will last from 12 to 15 minutes per groups and is repeated 2 to 3 times per scenario. And the debriefing will last from 45 to 60 minutes per scenario. Each high-fidelity clinical simulation has 3 important stages. First, the learner's preparation and briefing. Second, the immersion in the clinical situation, which we call the simulation. And third and final, the debriefing. Let's first look into the briefing. Here are the key elements we should find in a briefing. The duration should be from 50 to 60 minutes. A thorough explanation of the session and of its confidentiality rules should be done. You should read the situation and the learning objectives. A brief sharing of hypotheses about the scenario from the learners. At this point, the facilitators must remain neutral. And a question period, formation of teams for the simulation. At the end of the briefing, you should leave your students from 15 to 20 minutes to discuss among themselves. During this period of time, invite your learners to discuss the theoretical concepts necessary for the group members to achieve the objectives. Here's a gentle reminder. This is not a place to give theories or review them with the students. At this point, the learners can also overview the patient's chart one more time. This is where the facilitators can step out of the room. It is a great time to familiarize yourself with the simulator or the standardized patient, the ESPA room setup, and the control room. The facilitators have some responsibilities to guarantee a smooth briefing session. They should be providing the information and all documents, including scenario summaries, the learner's guide, at least 1 week prior to the simulation activity. Preparing themselves for the simulation activity by reviewing the scenarios and the associated document. Having easy access to the scenarios, paper or electronic format, on the day of the simulation. Facilitators should be aware of the activity's progress and adhere to the day schedule. They should foster a positive mindset and cultivate an environment that promotes learning among the group of learners. Throughout the day, remind participants that the simulation exercise serves as a learning opportunity. Here are some common pitfalls facilitators should avoid when taking charge of a briefing. Asking learners about theoretical concepts, approving or disapproving of their hypothesis, prompting them on the situation, providing too many details. That summarizes the briefing phase. We hope you feel better equipped to begin your next simulation session. We will see you in part 2 of this podcast, which will allow you to review the simulation phase. Take care. See you next time.